Welcome back to the Vernon Curling Club as we head into Draw 7 action at the 2023 Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships. My name's Al Cameron from Curling Canada, joined today by Penny Shantz, two-time defending Canadian Masters curling champion. And Penny, got an interesting game here between two teams in need of a win if they want to move on to that championship pool. It'll be Manitoba taking on the Yukon. And we'll quickly run down the lineups for these two teams. The Manitoba champs from Petersfield. The skip is Dave Bomer. The vice skip is Dale Lott. The second is Sean Bracken. The lead, George Hacking. And the alternate is Scott Sidlick. Now, we'll tell you right up front, it's a three-man team today. Dale Lott, the vice skip, started having back spasms soon after arriving in Vernon. Played a couple games, but the back pain just became too much, and this morning this afternoon, he's being treated in hospital for the pain. So they're down to three players. The alternate, Scott Sidlick, will not be arriving until tomorrow morning. There'll be a four-man lineup when they're back on the ice tomorrow afternoon. But for today, they are down to three. They lost this morning, their first loss of this Everest Canadian Seniors. So they'll be looking to get back on the winning track against the Yukon team that carries a 1-2 record into this afternoon's game. Team Yukon, hailing from the Whitehorse Curling Club. The skip is Terry Miller. The vice skip is Chris Meager. The second, Doug Hamilton. And the lead, Don McPhee. And it will be Manitoba with Last Rock. And Penny, it's a shame for this Manitoba team that they're down to three, but we have seen three-man teams do some good things in the sport of curling in recent years. So we'll see how it affects them.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you on that one. Most recently, maybe Brad Gushu, or maybe last weekend in Penticton at the Slam event, yeah. Glenn Howard's team. Glenn was on the sidelines, and the team won the Bonspiel with three players. So
very true. We'll tell those stories as the event goes on, but it is a three-man Manitoba team here. Dave Bomer, George Hacking, and we'll see how it affects them. As mentioned, they do have Hammer. Sean Bracken is the other member of this team. Sean will be holding the broom for Dave. And under the rules of curling, when you're down to three players, skip throws two, and the other two throw three apiece. So this Manitoba team, as mentioned, they had an unbeaten record until this morning. They're 2-1 currently. They won their first two games against Ontario, 8-3, and then against New Brunswick, 6-5, before falling short 6-4 to Quebec's Team Roberge this morning. The Yukon, meanwhile, as mentioned, a 1-2 record. They lost their first two games. They lost to Quebec 8-2 and then to Nova Scotia 6-3. And then this morning, they posted their first win 6-5 over the Northwest Territories. So both still alive to move into that championship pool.
And the Yukon's probably feeling pretty good coming off a win right now. Manitoba's probably thinking we have to be a little bit sharper this game. They're keeping it nice and open right now.
Yep, make a few shots and get the confidence up. Talked about those three-player teams in the past. We mentioned the Brier team, Brad Gushu's team that won the Brier in Lethbridge in 2022. They played the closing weekend, 3 straight playoff games with 3 players after Mark Nichols tested positive for COVID just before the playoffs. So the Page playoff game and then the semifinal and then the final, they won all of those with just 3 players. Mark watching from the hotel room. And you mentioned the Penticton event, a World Curling Tour event, the New Floors Classic, and Glenn Howard's knee, which had been giving him issues all season long, blew up during that event, so he had to go to the sidelines for the final few games. It was Scott, his son, skipping that team to victory. Tim March and David Mathers, the other teammates that were able to pull out the win in Penticton. They beat Team John Schuster in that championship final yesterday. So 3-man teams can get the job done, but it does put a strain on you.
That's especially hard on the sweepers, right? You have one sweeper. So that sweeper has to be able to possibly move from one side to the other.
Yeah, Penny, that I think is the biggest difference. Is so many teams now are for the most part, using one sweeper. not the end of the world, but you have one sweeper on either side. Now, one sweeper has to sweep on both sides of the rock and be able to kind of pull off that mixed doubles maneuver where you're moving from one side to the other as the rock is in motion. So we'll see how this Manitoba team can navigate that situation.
Terry has opted to just put up a center guard rather than remove that corner guard there. Well, it looks like maybe he was coming into the house with it, or that's where it ended up anyways.
Terry has been a busy man skipping Yukon teams. He skipped Yukon at the Canadian Mixed Championship in Swift Current 3 or 4 weeks ago, then was in Winnipeg skipping the Yukon men at the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships, and here he is kind of completing that triple crown, so to speak, at the Everest Canadian Senior Championships.
And I also believe that Terry won a sportsmanship award at was it the club championships?
Wouldn't surprise me. He is a genuinely nice guy and certainly very popular among his teammates and rivals alike.
Yeah, I think I've seen him at a few senior events for sure.
Interesting, some of the connections here too. Terry spent a lot of time at the Lower Mainland as a competitive curler and one-time teammate of Greg McCauley. Now, what's notable about that is Greg McCauley's original hometown is Petersfield, Manitoba. And I believe George Hacking actually played as a teammate, a junior teammate with Greg McCauley back in juniors. And certainly Greg McCauley is always still going to be a big deal for as long as he lives for winning that 2000 Brier and World Men's Championship. Curling out of Richmond, but once a Petersfield boy, always a Petersfield boy.
I think everybody in curling is connected.
Yeah, one way or the other. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. 6 degrees of separation, isn't it?
That's right. So Yukon, it looks like they missed their hit there. So Manitoba has an opportunity to come around this corner guard now and lie 2. This one's not curling as much as they probably would like, but it does finish good at the end, so there it goes. It's not that bad. Almost perfect.
Yeah, that's no walk in the park.
And he didn't use his sweeper, so he's saving him a little bit, right? He only has one.
Good team player right there. Good team player. Yukon vice skip Chris Meager. Let's see if he can make the open hit. Like to hold that shooter in the rings. Dave Bomer's going to try and get it out. Yes, it does go for second shot. So advantage Manitoba now, that corner guard. And
see might choose to ignore that rock and come around that corner guard again, because that rock that is in the house behind the corner is deep.
Briefly considered the freeze and didn't get a lot of love from the other end.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think my choice would be come around that corner guard again.
That certainly brings 3 into play, doesn't it?
They just threw it too, so they know the ice here. And might be a little bit easier than a freeze in the first end.
Sean Bracken. First time wearing the Buffalo. We saw yesterday Joelle Brown skipping the Manitoba women's team, her first chance to wear a Manitoba uniform at a national event. The same deal for Sean Bracken. And boy, that's a special experience for any kind of Manitoba curler to put a Buffalo on their back.
That's right. I think we would all like to have that Buffalo shirt. A lot of trading goes on sometimes at the end of the week with shirts with different teams. So that's one that you definitely want to go and try and find.
I'll say the other one is their opposition here today. That Yukon uniform that they've used, the sublimated Northern Lights, is just absolutely a beautiful uniform.
It is.
I think they're in kind of that They're on the podium as far as I'm concerned. Manitoba Buffalo is always there, the Yukon uniform, and the Northern Ontario team's not using it here, but the one they use at the mixed with the angry moose on it is
Right.
certainly. Well, the women are using it.
Yeah, they have. I think is it on their shirts?
Might be on their
Not on their
shirts, yeah,
jackets.
not on their jackets, but that moose shirt is deluxe. So Terry Miller, his first shot here in the first end.
Tough shot he's got here.
Sure does.
Looks like he can only see maybe half of that rock. So he's not going to get a roll inside. He's going to definitely be rolling to the middle. Looks pretty good. It's got nice control weight.
Ooh.
It should stick around a bit.
And
I think it shot rock.
No,
maybe.
I think it just slid just a hair too far on the overhead. It looks like it's second.
It's almost perfect.
He almost got the double there too.
Yeah.
That curled up another half an inch. I think the double was makeable.
These guys are looking at it over there. Not sure. Now they're going to look and say, oh, we're shot.
Now, I guess the thing is, that's a little easier of a freeze in the sense that even if you jiggle it a bit, you got two rocks behind them.
You do.
I think he's got to play the nose hip here, though. Dave knows strict. Go ahead.
That's not a bad call. If he knows hits here, that Terry will just want to hit that same rock over there. He's not going to play anything too cute. I don't think.
Dave playing in his fourth Everest Canadian Seniors, won 3 in a row Manitoba Championships, 2018, 19, and 20, and then this year's champion as well. That's got a curl, though.
Coming up a bit, yeah. Just rolled a bit too far. So now Terry's going to go after this rock.
Certainly curls enough that they can move it out.
Mm-hmm. And Terry did get that with his first rock.
Yep, exactly.
Right. Same shot.
Terry Miller's final shot here in this first end. Chance to sit two and get the early force on Manitoba.
Oh, little jiggle there.
Speed wobble. Speed wobble.
But as a senior, we can always fix those.
Problem with that, though, sometimes you correct with your hand a little to see if that is a little tight. No, sweepers are backing off.
Sweeping it pretty good.
Like to hold that, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to roll too far.
Maybe so now Manitoba has a chance for two now.
It's not the way they drew it up, but it's certainly a big opportunity here for Dave Boehmer.
I don't know which one. I'm going to play the other turn now. Haven't seen it yet.
Not going to throw a ton of weight, I wouldn't think, Penny.
No. Nice controlled weight. Get your two. It's pretty nice in the first end. Your two on the scoreboard, and move on.
And you wouldn't be a Canadian Championship without a Manitoba Tucker, so.
There you go.
Sweeping right on here, though.
It's like he's sweeping it to curl. Uh-oh.
think that curled too much, though.
I do.
Is it going to hang for shot? It will, barely.
Yeah, he got his one.
So it is just a single point for Manitoba. Mission accomplished for the Yukon, and they'll have hammer when we return for the second end after this. Welcome back to the Vernon Curling Club as we head into the second end of this afternoon's featured men's game. It is Manitoba and the Yukon. Manitoba being forced to one. Well, not forced. They had a chance at two and just rolled the shooter a little too far. And it will be just a single point for Manitoba. Yukon will have hammer in the second end. Just a short delay as Dave Bomer had to step off the ice. He got that rare situation. Oh, there's Dave. He came back in time. So Sean Bracken's going to have to go back all the way down to the other end now to sweep. He's going to hold the broom while Dave is gone. Now we're all good.
Well, you are required to have someone that's on the ice holding the broom. You can't just throw down the ice without somebody holding it. So
There's George Hacking. He's a realtor in Selkirk, Manitoba, working at Century 21 Advanced Realty. Wanted me to throw a shout out at the crew that's covering for him this week as he plays here at the Everest Seniors.
maybe they're watching him right now.
You can just look at the George Hacking was there, just kind of rolled his eyes because they swept that just into the house. They thought that was going to be short of the rings and in the free guard zone, but it is removable now by Team Yukon lead. Don McPhee will take a run at it. Rolls it out, so it's a blank house here again. They'll try that short guard again, I think. Not touching this one.
No, he looked like he might have thrown it a little bit wide there too. It'll be in the house. Look at it come at the end. Lots of curl.
Once again, a big shout out to this Vernon Curling Club ice crew. Obviously, Dave Merklinger, the manager here at the club, knows a thing or two about ice making, but as he is the co-chair of this championship with Mark Longworth, he's turned over the chief ice technician duties to his son, Mike Merklinger. Done a great job preparing this ice surface. These are club rocks, the Vernon Curling Club rocks. And you know a thing or two about these ones, Penny?
Yeah, I moved here June 1st, and I know they were scratched last Wednesday, and they are moving quite a bit more than they were in the past. But we played with them last Wednesday night, and they were curling so nice. You could make anything as long as you throw it okay.
Well, there it is, right there. Isn't that the key?
And rotation is the key on that. I'm seeing out here, even maybe you need four to five rotations on your rock, and the teams that are getting into trouble don't have that rotation on there, and it's catching them.
And you just lose an element of control too with those softer handles, the softer releases.
That's right.
Looking like an open end here. Doug Hamilton, the second for Team Yukon. He's a service tech lineman for Northwest Tel in Whitehorse. Been to a number of championships over the years.
It's a pretty open game so far. Not too many rocks in play. Exchanging some hits here.
Just getting a sense of the ice, maybe banking a little bit of time on that time clock as well. Never a bad thing, but
I find it sometimes it's an advantage with 3 curlers as well, because the first 2 players throw 3 rocks each. So you have an opportunity to perfect your shot and get the same shot 3 times.
just keep exchanging. They're making all the shots too, so the percentages will be going up this end as well. Sean Bracken mentioned he's the rookie. He's a farmer. He runs a 2,000-acre grain farm by Clandeboye, which is about 45 kilometers north of Winnipeg. Curling since he was 6 years old.
Curling for 50 years.
Just about. He's one of the relatively fresh seniors.
Oh, he's fresh.
Yeah, he only turned 52 last week. So he's one of the youngins.
So here comes Yukon. They're going to attempt to come around this rock. Got lots of ice out there.
Chris Meager taking this pass at the draw.
And we did see that rock earlier that just, when it decided to cut, it just really went. So, and this one looks the same. His weight looks not too bad.
I think the weight was right there, like you say. But it does bump the Manitoba stone into the rings. What was the thought process there, Penny? It looked like you might have thought about hitting it, but now he's going to draw behind it?
Yeah, he's coming behind it now. I like this call.
Apply a little early pressure here in the second end. They let a point get away in the first end. See if they can steal it right here. Now that's a scenario that you might see more as this Manitoba team proceeds, is that the thrower will get up and help sweep as well.
And he did that last end as well.
And that is a dandy.
He's got a great shot. Terry's going to attempt to follow that. Freeze up to it.
Chris works for the CBC. He's a technician there. He's been working there for 36 years, mostly in the north. Delicate little shot here.
Sweeping it for the curl. I'm thinking he might be a little bit deep.
Yep. Just that kind of weight, it never had a hope.
Right. And on that shot, they might want to talk about some tolerance there. What's the shot that is acceptable?
Right.
What's the shot that's not acceptable? So the shot that would be unacceptable would be to go through the house on that.
Yeah, even a little tight. You're bumping that blue guard into the rings, maybe spilling your shooter onto the rings.
Right.
Some options, right? Oh, I think the guard is the call, or is he going to come around again, Dave Bomer?
Well, if it's a guard, I hope it's a tight one.
Right.
Because if it is short, he has an opportunity to come around it, right? It looks like he's got draw weight here. Just a little bit heavier on that shot. I'm seeing maybe a little bit more curl in this ice than we saw last night.
Could be. That was noticeable this morning as well, Penny, that ice was definitely swinging. It's fun to see. I noticed I'm sitting right behind sheet A, and during the draw to the button, the Northern Ontario men's team took just outside of the ring. So,
oh wow,
6 feet of curl they were expecting. That may be a little local knowledge of the way their player throws his outturn, his counterclockwise rotation, but Broom was outside the rings for draw to the button, so that tells you a lot. Big shot here for Terry Miller.
He's just watched their rock come down here, and I noticed Terry's got a stopwatch, so he's probably timing all the rocks hog line to hog line. He's got a pretty good idea of what that time is there.
Gotta be careful this doesn't go through the wickets, though.
It does look like it's
field goal.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it is a field goal.
That's an unfortunate miss there. They were kind of caught in between. Do they sweep it to make contact with the Yellowstone, the one directly behind the forefoot, or try to get curl?
And sometimes you would try to make that shot and you would never make it.
Exactly.
Right?
It's almost hard not to make contact with the two Yellowstones there. And now Manitoba sitting 2, and Dave Bomer a chance to close that hole and force Terry Miller to try something really hard to score here.
He has a lot of ice here, so let's see how much it curls. He's got ice in the middle of the 12-foot.
Final shot here in the second end, Dave Bomer.
A lot of finish at the end.
Might get a little tickle off their own rock. No, it doesn't, but that gets the job done, I think.
Yeah, pretty nice shot.
Did not want to be any deeper than that.
I think his shot here might have to be just maybe bump that blue. Oh, he's going to go that way. Or else he could bump the blue rock into the middle.
Nothing easy, that's for sure.
No. I don't know if I play a hit on it. I'm going to go back to Kevin Cooey. If I was Kevin Cooey, I would play a hit on it.
Well, listen.
Right?
Well,
or Brad Gushue.
Or Brad. I think most teams, that's about really the only option.
As long as you hit it, even if he hits it straight back, he's going to get a nice little roll in, probably get shot rock. So you can hit this numerous ways, just not on the inside of the rock.
Final shot here in this second end, Terry Miller looking at a couple of Manitoba counters, looking to promote his own stone for one.
He's trying to make it curl. A little more. Oh.
Won the hard way.
There were several ways that you could make that shot. That was just one more.
A lot of skips wouldn't play it that way, Penny, but he found a way.
And he'll take it.
Yeah. That said, it was a good audible. They saw it, and they called it that way, too. When it was wide, they thought that was the way to make it. So, and it counts as one in the scoreboard, so it is a 1-1 tie. It'll be Manitoba with last rock when we come back after this. Welcome back to the Vernon Curling Club as we head into the third end of what's been a pretty interesting game already between the Yukon and Manitoba.
Well, we've got a sheet of curling ice here that it's curling a lot. They're taking the edge of the 12-foot to get to the center. So release is going to be a definite for both of these teams. Clean releases and lots of rotation. You're still going to get the curl. Look at this rock. Looks like a perfect shot.
Wow.
Very nice.
Just like that. Very nice shot by George Hacking.
Just going to follow him down here. Did he call for the freeze on that shot or to come around it?
I think the come around was the shot. It's going to have to curl a ton.
It is. But it does.
It certainly does.
Not bad. Good weight. But it does give Manitoba an opportunity here. They might even be able to get to the inside of that rock now with the way it curls. Ideally, they might want to roll away, though. I don't think he called the ice for him to roll away, though. Well, this is going to overcurl a little bit. Not a bad shot. Anytime your rock is in front of the other team's rock, it's not a bad shot.
Yeah, for sure. It's that control zone, they call it, right?
Right.
Always about being control the front of the forefoot. And as Mike Harris and Joan McCusker would say on a Grand Slam broadcast, it's good to be yellow right now. A lot of rocks to
Good
come.
to be yellow. Terry's just going to follow it down, see if he can get on top of the yellow one. This one looks like it's hanging out there a little bit too. A lot. Must be a little bit heavy. He's not very happy with that.
That's an opportunity that gets away from the Yukon there. Now, with Hammer, let's see what Manitoba can start putting together.
Mm-hmm. Jiggle it around a little bit, bump it back. Back 12 weight, back 8 weight. Oh, they're sweeping this one pretty hard.
And by they, you mean he.
He, yeah. Can't you see the other guy?
Yeah, lots there in spirit, maybe. That worked out okay.
It did.
Kind of that Christmas tree effect with those two yellows on the left side.
The two on the left side, yeah.
Terry's thinking that better make something good happen here.
There's a lot of, Terry's starting to think there's a lot of yellow rocks in there.
Yep. So he's going to lob another blue one in there. That's the idea. Doug Hamilton trying to get one in.
Well, this one's looking like it's coming in there nice.
Very nice.
That's a nice shot.
It's about half exposed, and I guess that's the call for Manitoba, is to just throw some back ring weight at it, and that should be enough to move it out.
It's got a little more weight on this rock.
See if they can get a little late movement on it. There it goes. Is it going to be enough to get over, though?
It's coming a bit now.
Actually worked out pretty good. It is still 2 Yukon stones biting the button and hack and sitting shot, but a lot of ways to get at them for the yellow Manitoba stones.
Terry puts another one in there, right in the middle of that. He'd be looking pretty good, I would think.
It's trying to come across the face of this shot scares me, if I'm honest. Got to get across the face of it, otherwise it looks like an automatic jam here for Chris Meagher.
I think it moves so much here.
There it goes. That's very, very nice, Chris Meagher. And suddenly
he's still sitting 2. I don't think he's sitting 3.
No, sitting 4th there though.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 4. But now, got to say the momentum swung back to Yukon here.
I think it has. This Yukon team, with their experience in Terry playing and all these other events, he's going to have a lot of patience and a lot of confidence. He's probably seen everything in the last 2 months.
Oh, I think you're absolutely correct about that. Big shot here for Sean Bracken.
He's got a little more weight. It's coming in there nice. Wow.
Well, it still is Yukon sitting a couple.
They have a lot of rocks in the 4-foot. 4 of them.
Now, here we go into guard mode. Better make this good, though.
Terry's thinking, well, he's sitting 2, but even if he gives up 1, that's not so bad. But how's he going to get 2?
Yeah, that's a tough deuce right now for Manitoba. But again,
Right.
if this guard isn't made, there's a couple opportunities available for Manitoba, I think. Some angles there.
This looks a little hot.
I was thinking, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oof.
Now, yellow is sitting 2nd rock. Looks like, maybe.
He hits that yellow all that he can see of it. No, he's not going to go at that, it looks like. But I guess even just across the face of this blue and good things will happen.
I don't know if I would hit here. I might play just a light tap on that yellow rock. Get another yellow rock in play. No, but then again, if you do that, then it's okay.
That worked out pretty good. Very nice shot. by Sean Bracken. And now the pendulum has swung back to Manitoba. More plot twists in this third end than an Agatha Christie novel, Penny.
So he can play just to tap that back, tap, tap, right? So the top yellow one that's just biting the button taps back onto the yellow and moves it back 8 foot.
And that again makes the chance for Manitoba to get two a little tougher.
Yeah. Shrink their house a little bit. It doesn't look like a whole lot of ice.
Terry Miller, a long-time sales rep for Frito-Lay chips. Just retired actually this past September, but for a long time, if you were in the mood for some all dressed from Frito-Lay, he was the guy to hook you up.
He'd have a lot of friends.
Oh, he certainly did.
That, right?
Did. That's got a curl.
Sweeping it really hard. Just a bit more.
Is there a jam?
Oh, I think. What do we got going now? Looks
I honestly
like.
Don't know.
I think yellow is sitting 2.
There's a chance if he comes off the inside of that blue and pushes it straight
3.
sideways. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people in curling will know about Dave Bomer. He's called the Night Train. Legendary story about him back in 2004. He's playing at a Grand Slam event in Saskatchewan, having to miss the legendary MCA Bonspiel, which is hundreds and hundreds of teams in that event, and that was also a way to qualify for the Manitoba Men's Provincials. Dave Bomer's playing in that event. He forfeits the first 6 games in the MCA Bonspiel to play in that slam. Gets eliminated in the slam. Decides he's going to try and qualify out of the back door at the MCA Bonspiel to try and get his last kick at the can to get into the provincial men's. Takes the train from Saskatchewan to Winnipeg, and then wins 17 in a row.
Wow.
To qualify for the Manitoba Men's Championship. And probably made quite a few shots like that.
17 games in a row.
17 in a row.
That's quite a streak of wins, isn't it?
Yep. And that got him into the Manitoba Men's Championship. And like I said, that overnight train ride to get from Saskatchewan to Winnipeg to play, that earned him that nickname. So now, Manitoba sitting 3. I guess Terry's shot here is just to try and corner freeze to that shot thrown on the button.
Terry's in a lot of trouble now.
Been a fascinating end, though.
He can get second shot, so just got to make sure he's right on it. Terry's still got that lift delivery as well.
Love to see it. Doug Hamilton, Don McPhee at work on this. Now they're trying to get a little more curl out of it.
It's pretty close. He's got to curl a little. He's got the weight.
Can't have it bounce in the open, though.
Don't do the bounce. Oh.
And you just saw Doug Hamilton kind of roll his eyes because he knew what is about to happen. That's a hit for 4.
In the 4 foot.
We talked about that MCA experience that Dave Bomer had, just even getting out of the Manitoba Senior Men's Provincials last season when he won the 2023 championship to qualify for this event. He was playing Randy Neufeld, a former Canadian champion, in the final. Stole points in the 6th, 7th, and 8th ends to win that Manitoba Senior Men's Championship. So this is a guy who knows how to play with his back to the wall. Tap for 4, potentially here for Manitoba.
Looks like it's coming in there nicely. It's got to curl just a bit more.
Well, it won't be 4, but it will be 3. And that's a great end of curling, and it puts 3 on the board for Team Manitoba. Yukon will have hammer when we come back after this. We are back at the Vernon Curling Club as we head into the 4th end of what's been a pretty entertaining game here between Team Yukon and Team Manitoba at the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships. Big 3-ender for Manitoba, and we'll see how this Yukon team answers back.
There was a lot of rocks in play last end, and they were all around the 4-foot area.
A lot of interesting angles and a lot of interesting strategy. It was fun to watch. We'll see what these teams have in store for us here in the 4th.
What did you call it? The Bomer train?
The night train. Dave Bomer's night train. Yep.
Well, his night train was traveling pretty good last end, I'd say.
Sure was. Corner guard up for Yukon. There's George Hacking. As mentioned, just 3 players for Team Manitoba right now. Dale Lott is dealing with some back pain. May not play for the rest of this championship. Their alternate, Scott Sidlick, will be arriving tomorrow and should be able to play in their next game, which will be tomorrow afternoon. They have tonight and tomorrow morning off. This Manitoba team does, so that's probably a very, very good news timing-wise for them to be able to give their bodies a little bit of a break and not have to miss another game with or play another game with just 3 players.
Sometimes when things like that happen, it makes you a little bit sharper too. More focused,
right?
Maybe?
Yep,
Right?
That makes sense.
It's a nice looking shot here. Came around the corner guard pretty good. It's not shot rock, but it's in a good position.
Yeah, nice draw weight there from Don McPhee. You can see Terry Miller and Dave Bomer just at each other's throats back there in the house, clearly not getting along at all.
Looks like they're having a good time.
Yeah, you love to see it.
So he can hit that rock because it's his rock. He's playing to hit it straight back. Might have been it looked like he might have turned that inside a bit. Over curl on him a little bit.
Oh, and takes his own out. Tough break there for Manitoba. But that goes back to what you said in the first end, Penny, the tolerance and the right way to miss and knowing what you want to get out of that. Probably wide was the better miss there.
That's right. And like I said last night with Pat Ryan's analogy, that you don't want to hit the inside of the broom, you want to hit the outside of the broom on championship ice because you know it's going to curl. But if you're inside, you don't have a hope.
This Pat Ryan guy had game too, didn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I actually had an opportunity to play with him. We had a family event in Oakville, Ontario at the beginning of the season with my daughter and her husband who doesn't curl. It was called The Gathering.
Oh boy.
And there was teams from Europe, from the United States, and the rest were from Canada. And we were Team BC.
Oh, that would have been fabulous
It was
fun.
a lot of fun. We played a team from Sweden the first game. 4 men came over, and they started out the game by asking if we wanted a drink of their scotch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And?
Well, I didn't. And I thought, oh my, like we're really moved from COVID here. Anyways, we ended up winning the Bonspiel, and Pat was playing third for me. So it was yeah, we had a good Bonspiel, and my daughter was thrilled, and her husband, who was a CFL football player, was even more thrilled because he doesn't curl.
Which
And
CFL
he won
player
the
is that?
Bonspiel. Oh, he played for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And the Toronto Argonauts, but he's been retired for 10 years now. Ray Marius.
Oh yes, of course, I remember him. I used to be a CFL journalist for a time as well, so I would have seen him play a few times back in the day. Meanwhile, in our game, we should tell people there's been a couple misses here from Manitoba. And now the Yukon has 2 behind corner guards.
They're in great position right now.
Yeah. Good answer back already from giving up that 3 in the third.
And Manitoba's looking to peel their guard off again.
You might if you hit that on the center line side. I don't know if
it'll go back on it.
Maybe, and maybe even the shooter go onto that blue that's behind the other corner. I mean, that's an amazing outcome, but never say never. That just might be straight back though.
Oh, and it did exactly what you said.
I'm almost surprised myself. Very nice.
That's a great shot. Yeah, good shot.
Sean Bracken makes that, but chance to hit and roll here for Yukon to get back to sitting 2.
Yeah, Terry's in good position to get his 2. Get a roll either way and he'd be sitting pretty nice.
Looks like it's going to be right on the nose, though.
Which is okay. He's sitting 2. Might be an opportunity for a double now.
That does look pretty natural, doesn't it? Dave Bomer's looking at the angles. That seems to be the call. Talk about the implications of this game. Manitoba with a 2-1 record. Yukon at 1-2. Why that's significant, of course, is that if both teams end up with the same record and are in the last spot of the 4 teams that would qualify for the championship pool, the team that won their head-to-head game would get the tiebreaker. There's not going to be any tiebreaker games. It's got a chance.
It does. It looks really good. It's going to go across the top.
Just over top. Needed to be just a little thinner. Great try there. Yeah, these games in the preliminary round, head-to-head record is what breaks ties. And of course, if there's 3 teams tied for one spot, and they're all 1-1 within their pool against each other, then it goes to that last shot draw distance, pregame draw to the button. But got to take care of these head-to-head opportunities when you get them. Chris Meagher now.
It's an opportunity to come and put a second rock behind the guard.
Looks like he's drawing. Yeah, he's going around the 2 rocks on the side. Yeah. Not touching this, though.
No, they aren't.
Is that going to stop in time? Well, I'm surprised actually that Dale didn't sweep that a little further, because that would have been a big difference between second and third shot there. But of course, the other thought process now is that it's backing for him, because Dave will undoubtedly try that same draw.
With the advantage of having that rock, the guard being his shot.
Right. Yep.
Yellow rock. He just saw his rock come down, so he's got a pretty good idea of what the time's going to be there. Looks like it might be a little bit getting faster.
Dave throws his intern, clockwise rotation.
Looks like it's curling pretty good for him.
Dave gets up there to sweep it as well, trying to get some finish on it.
Great shot.
Yep. Well managed.
With the way it cuts here, though, I think Terry has an opportunity if he just throws backline weight. He could chip it out, roll to the center. A little more ice. Looks like that might be what he's playing.
Yeah, really not much of an alternative. I suppose you could try and freeze up to it, but I agree,
Right.
that guard is long enough that I think it's accessible for him. Terry Miller's first shot here in this fourth end of what's been a really entertaining first 4 ends of curling.
It has. Some great shots made. Looks like he's close. Needs to curl a little bit here. A little more.
Just get enough of it.
Oh, so close.
It did not, so it still is Manitoba sitting shock rock.
He just needed another 1/4 inch of that rock.
Sure did. Wow.
At the right weight.
They're a little concerned there that there is the double there for Yukon off that stone that's just on the wings there to the far right. So Dave's got to make this really good to make sure that that shot isn't for a 3. But he just threw it, so I like his chances here, Penny.
Right. He'll try to be in front of the tee line on this shot, I think. The last one kind of, is it at tee line or back of tee line?
Dave is in mixed doubles mode there. Throw it, get up and sweep it.
Well, yeah.
Look at that go.
Looks like he's got a great shot. That would force Terry into a draw for 1.
Yeah, I don't see any other alternative here. But look at how much ice they're taking.
I don't know if that's enough. I don't think it would hurt to take even more, right?
Oh, I don't disagree.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
They listened. So it's a draw for 1. Manitoba sitting 2 here. And you'd have to call this a must make for Terry Miller, Yukon skip. 4-1 lead for Manitoba, that big 3 in the third end, the difference in this game so far. Doug Hamilton, Don McPhee, the front end. It's their task to make sure. They have not put a stroke on this stone so far. Well, it stopped in time. Dave Bomer ready to sweep. And it will be taken back, and it looks like it's going to be a steal of 1 for Manitoba. So it will be a 5-1 lead for Dave Bomer's team from Petersfield, Manitoba. It'll be Yukon with Hammer in the 5th end. The teams will take their 4th end break. We will too. We'll be back in a few minutes to the Vernon Curling Club. Welcome back to the Vernon Curling Club. While the teams complete their timeout, we'll take a chance to update you on the other scores here during Draw 7 at the Vernon Curling Club and the other men's games. It is Northern Ontario, Team Ron Rosengren from Thunder Bay. They're up 4-1 right now on Team Nunavut, skipped by Peter Mackey, hailing from Iqaluit. 4-1 lead based on a deuce in the first end, 2 in the third. And it is Northern Ontario with Hammer playing in the 5th. New Brunswick, Team Grant Odishaw. They are taking on Ontario, former Canadian and World Senior Champions Team Brian Cochran from Ottawa. It is Team Cochran with a 2-1 lead playing in the 4th end. Team Cochran, the Ontario team, with a 1-2 record. New Brunswick at 1-1, and it is New Brunswick with Hammer in the 4th end. Saskatchewan, Team Bruce Cordy, they're at 4-0 and a chance to clinch their spot in the championship pool with a win here this afternoon. And they are in a 4-1 lead over Team Newfoundland Labrador, skipped by Alex Smith. Saskatchewan getting a deuce in the first, a deuce in the third. And they are up 4-1. Just about to post the score here for the fourth end. We'll let you know as soon as that's posted as they start their fourth end break. In women's games here this afternoon, all 8 sheets in play. Alberta coming off a disappointing extra end loss to BC in the morning draw. They've bounced back nicely. They are rolling right now. It's an 11-2 lead for Team Atina Ford Johnson. They took 4 in the first end, 3 more in the third, and a steal of 4 in the fourth for an 11-2 lead over Team Northern Ontario, Stacey Shevsky's team from Keewatin. Alberta at 3-1, Northern Ontario at 1-1, and Alberta would take a big step towards that championship pool with a win here. Nova Scotia at 2-1, Team Andrea Saulnier from Kentville. They have taken a 7-0 lead, all without last rock. Stolen all those points against Team Yukon's Lorna Spenner team from Whitehorse. Nova Scotia with 1 in the first, a steal of 3, then a steal of 2, and a steal of 1. As Nova Scotia looks to improve to 2-1. BC, Team Diane Gushlak from New Westminster, they have a 4-1 lead now over the Northwest Territories team. Team Van Fine, or pardon me, Team Sharon Cormier from Yellowknife. Both those teams have 2-1 records, but it is stealing 2 in the fourth end to take a 4-1 lead. And in the other women's game, it is Quebec, Team Chantal Osborne at 2-1. They took their first loss earlier today against Ontario. They have a 3-1 lead right now over Team Shelley Bradley of Prince Edward Island. And both those teams with 2-1 records. And just to complete the scores and tell you that, no, I can't see that score being posted yet. They haven't posted the fourth end. We'll let you know as soon as it is. And in our game, it is a lead for Manitoba, 5-1, a steal of 1 in the fourth end. I'm Al Cameron from Curling Canada, joined by Penny Shantz. And Penny, let's put you in the position of coach of these two teams. What might you have told them at the fourth end break? Let's start with Manitoba. They've got that 5-1 lead after the steal in the fourth.
Well, I saw one of their players at the canteen getting another bottle of Gatorade, so I might tell them to make sure that they're drinking lots of water because they're a 3-man team. They've got control of this game now, and so just try and keep it a little bit more open. Don't have to get too fancy here. Yeah, they're shooting good. They're not going to miss too many hits out there. Keep doing what you're doing.
Meanwhile, that Yukon team, I think they got to be a little disappointed being down 4 because they've played pretty well and had some chances.
They have played well, so that would be something you might say to them. Some of their draws have just been a little bit too far, and they've got that unfortunate bounce off of another rock. Even Terry's last rock, just a little bit too deep, and they stole one, but it's close. And he started out this end with he's got good corner guards up. And there's opportunity. The game, they still got 4 ends to go.
Just to bring you up to date on Team Manitoba, they're down a man right now. Skip Dale Lott is out of the lineup, probably for the remainder of the championship with some back issues. We'll hope that he can get back into the lineup, but for today, they're playing with 3 players. Their alternate, Scott Sidlick, is en route tomorrow and should be here in time when they get back on the ice tomorrow afternoon to make them a 4-man team. But for now, they're down to 3, so that means Sean Bracken and George Hacking are each throwing 3 rocks apiece, and Skip Dave Bomer throwing 2. And more importantly, just 1 sweeper.
So Manitoba has come deep on a couple of their draws behind the tee line. And I would call those Terry's friends back there. Nikki Pendergast from Calgary would call those death rocks back there.
Now there's an absolute beauty right there, Mr. Mickey Pendergast. Member of the Curling Alberta board right now, and done a lot of coaching. I believe he's even written a book on curling strategy.
He has written a book, and I'm a true believer in that book. I even promoted it at a Women in Curling event. It's called What's Your Call?
Yeah.
And I think it's good for any team to read. If you read the first 10 puzzles in that book, you've got a good playbook for your team on what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
He's in that conversation of the best Canadian curlers never get to a Brier. Easily in that conversation. He came close so many times in Manitoba or in Alberta.
He won a Masters championship a few years ago, and a few of the curlers in Calgary bought him a Canadian sweater.
Ah, wonderful.
So he does have that. Terry's got lots of rocks in play here.
Sure does. Unfortunately, right now, the counting ones are belonging to Manitoba, but certainly an opportunity there. If they can get by that top Manitoba stone in the 12-foot, and there's backing. As you said, Penny, those rocks are potentially helping UConn, but you got to take advantage, don't you?
You do, but I don't know if I really like that rock that's sitting at the top of the 12-foot. Uh-oh. This looks a little bit deep.
A little bit of frustration there for Doug Hamilton. Sorry, go ahead, Penny.
That does give Manitoba an opportunity here. If they come around this halfway, just halfway into the 4-foot, Terry's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Sean Bracken here. It's George Hacking on the sweep.
It's a pretty good shot. Plugged it up.
Yeah, deeper wouldn't have been great. I think that's a good shot, like you said, Penny.
I don't think Terry has much choice but to hit one of these. Or both.
Well, you certainly have to get a blue rock that you can use at some point here. Up into that control zone. Well, I didn't see that coming. Skinnies through the hole there and loses the shooter. And only removes one of the Manitoba stones. Yeah.
Too bad it's skinny that way.
And again, another opportunity here for Manitoba. Sitting 3 right now.
A little more open than it was. Just be up and wait a little bit. He's got his broom in the air there. Would be an indication it might be a little bit deep.
They wanted that behind the guards, and they'll just end up at the top of the button.
This gives Terry an opportunity to have a nice little hit and roll behind those corners. And this one looks like it's staying out there too.
Does remove it, but you question the weight choice maybe a little bit there, Penny.
Right. So I have noticed Manitoba going deep on these rocks this end, and after the fourth end break, the ice makers go out there and they do a mop on the ice. And for whatever reason, the ice is always faster going into that fifth end. Looks like Manitoba maybe didn't have that discussion for the fourth end because they went deep on their rocks. So um, it's always just a little bit faster.
Dave Bomer, the night train, see what he can do to get behind those corner guards.
This one again is just a little bit heavy.
Well, that's a pretty good grouping of yellow rocks back there, but in that position, it's definitely more helpful to the Yukon.
I guess Terry's chosen to maybe draw down to that. Freeze down to it.
Got to think this is a very important shot here for Yukon. They got to get something in scoring position here. And let's be frank, I think they got to score two here. One is not going to be helpful.
They're sweeping it pretty good. It looks good. It's going to over curl a little bit.
Not bad though, half buried.
Not bad. It's half buried. It's a little bit of pressure on. It is shot rock. The way it curls, you should have a opportunity to play it. Just pick it out of there.
The way it curls, I think he could get to the nose, Penny.
Yeah, he might.
At least three-quarters. I think he'd love to hold the shooter right there or just roll over onto the center line.
And his ice is indicating that he's not throwing a whole bunch of weight there. Nice controlled weight. Oh, and I think it's staying out there. Uh-oh.
Yes, that doesn't have a piece at all. It'll move one of his.
We've got a little bit of a momentum turn here. Terry's got a draw for two. That's all he's got. I shouldn't say all. That's great that he's got that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now we talked about those plot twists earlier on. Here's another one. That end was going all Manitoba's way, and suddenly now
it was going their way, but they were deep in the house.
That's true.
Right?
Chance for two here for the Yukon. We said that's almost a requirement to hang in this game, and big chance here. Catch the 4-foot. We'll get it done.
Bit of curl there.
Got some backing, so.
Curl, that's a nice shot, Terry.
And there it is. A deuce on the board for Team Yukon. So it's a 5-3 lead. Manitoba will have last rock when we come back after this. Welcome back to the Vernon Curling Club as we head into the 6th end of this afternoon's featured men's game between Team Manitoba and Team Yukon. Yukon getting a big deuce there in the 5th end. It will be Manitoba with that 2-point lead and last rock in the 6th end. But interesting, Penny, when I asked you about what you might have told Manitoba when they had during the 4th end break, if you were their coach, you mentioned you might want to keep things pretty open. You've got the lead and don't need to get complicated, and it didn't sound like they took that advice.
They had a lot of rocks in play, and those rocks were all in Terry's favor behind the tee line. He took advantage of it. One miss, and he got his 2 back.
That's all it takes, especially when you got, like you said, so many rocks in play. We'll see if Manitoba tries to settle things down this end.
They are still in Manitoba's still in a good position. They're up 2 playing the 6th end with the hammer. So they have control.
Regardless, at the end of this day, with just 3 players for both games, they're
doing good.
They will be very pleased to have tonight off and tomorrow morning off, I think.
They will. Rest is good.
That was a nice shot by George Hacking to get behind that center guard. Don McPhee now in the hack for Yukon. I think the corner freeze was the call here. Just try and weld one onto that stone that was thrown by Manitoba behind the center guard. Kind of an in-betweener if they'd left that light or if they brought in another foot, but now it looks like Manitoba will have a chance to remove it, or will they go around?
It's not a bad shot right where it's at.
Yep.
This is an aggressive call by Manitoba, leaving that rock there.
We just saw George Hacking make a similar draw, so we'll see if he has that draw weight remembered.
This one might be a little light. Looks like it's got good curl on it. It's coming in there. Look at that. Nice shot.
That's just great execution, great sweeping, great team shot there by Manitoba.
Both shots really good. Look at Terry ignoring it and drawing again. He's getting rocks in play. I think he realizes that the only way we're going to win this game is if we get lots of rocks in play.
I'll always say that, Penny. There's never anything wrong with, if you're behind, just throw rocks in there, make the other team's shots harder.
Yeah. And his rocks are in the front. This one's going to curl a little bit too much.
Now I think we'll see what if Manitoba starts hitting, or will they go hard for the deuce? They will play the hit.
They were just deciding on what turn to play on that rock. Nice little roll inside. That wouldn't be a bad shot. Clean it up a little bit. It's pretty nice.
And it is Manitoba now sitting 3 with hammer.
That's looking pretty nice for Manitoba right now. Terry's got the look like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He's looking into the crystal ball and he doesn't see a lot of good things here. But you play the short rays on that blue one and just tap those back behind the tee line. The 2 yellow stones that are frozen to each other. That's
it's
gonna
not
make
bad.
life a little more complicated, isn't it?
Well, it might, but Manitoba does have the hammer too, right? So this is a little bit deep. Oh, there you go. Tapped it behind the tee line.
That's one down. Yeah.
Yeah. I can maybe with this next one come around that corner guard and freeze down there. It's looking pretty nice for Manitoba right now.
Chance here to hit and sit 4.
Right, with the hammer.
With the hammer. It's good to be yellow. Sean Bracken will make this attempt.
This one looks like a nice shot. He's going to get another nice roll in there.
This Manitoba team's been right around the broom just about every shot. I can only genuinely think of one miss, and that was Dave's last end, really, that led to the deuce.
And
Other than that,
yeah, and Dave throws a great rock, so that rock stayed a little bit straight, maybe just with that little bit of extra weight. Didn't get the curl he thought he was going to get, but I think he threw it pretty good.
Yep. Other than that, they've been just about right at it and given most of their shots a chance. Maybe a little deep on a couple draws last end.
Yeah. But this end, they've made some pretty fantastic rolls.
Yep, absolutely. Now it's Chris Meager that's going to be asked to get this Yukon team out of trouble. Chris has been a member of the last 2 Yukon senior men's teams. Also played the club championships, the Everest Club Championships last week with Terry Miller in Winnipeg. Kind of one of those dilemmas for Team Manitoba. Like, we've got a lot of options, just not sure which one's the best one. They're all good options.
Jeez, how many? Yeah. Does he have to hit this rock? Or is this rock going to get him into any kind of trouble? I don't think so. He hits it on the inside and rolls over to the perfect guard. And they're sitting 5 right now.
Penny, I think you were right, though, because this shot was left, and this is a little bit of an opportunity for the Yukon to maybe get a roll behind cover and cut that scoring area down.
I don't even know if he had to really play hit weight on this shot.
Yeah, back ring weight and keep it as a catcher, right?
You want to make sure that you're sticking around now. Oh, look at this.
Does remove one of those.
Yeah.
But it also loosens things up in the forefoot, which I think is to Manitoba's advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he minds Terry making that shot. Makes his life a little bit easier. And these guys from Manitoba, we know they can hit, so won't have too much trouble with this shot. It's wide open.
Sean Bracken now.
Just going to chip it out of there.
We'll roll it out, but it's still Manitoba sitting 4.
That's right. I'm thinking Terry might just draw around this now.
If he can get one buried, that's going to be tough to remove.
Yeah, he could take that end away from him. And he made this draw a couple of times. We saw it in the 4th end. Oh no, that must have been the 5th end.
I think it was the 5th.
Yeah,
You're
5th
right.
end.
Yeah.
Last end. This is why he's paid the big bucks. Make shots like this against 4.
Yeah, you skips have to be doing this, don't you?
Sometimes you do.
Terry Miller, his first shot here in the 6th end. It's a 5-3 Manitoba lead. Is that a little tight?
Well, it's curling on him a little bit too.
Yeah, it'll wreck on the guard. The weight looked good.
The weight did look good. It's a little more ice. Manitoba's, what are they thinking now? I'm thinking they're going to probably come around with an in-turn top forefoot. Nope. Let's take them all out. He's got to watch that on the back there.
There's some jams, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Terry only has one shot left. Sometimes it never hurts to get rid of that center guard, though, because that's their only real opportunity.
Four-time Manitoba Senior Men's Champ. Dave Bomer now, his first rock here in this 6th end. Out. I think that's going to go straight sideways. And and
there we go.
Yeah, I like this call. I like that call. Just a routine double peel, spill in the shooter, sit 5 with hammer.
Well, that's that Manitoba hit, right?
Now, Terry Miller. This is Danger Bay. He is definitely in Danger Bay.
This is Danger Bay.
Looks like the freeze or the hit and roll behind.
I would call this Desperate Bay.
Yep.
What do you think?
I would not disagree even a tiny bit. There's lots of options, but none of them particularly easy, none of them particularly palatable.
You know Manitoba's ready to hit it. So is he playing to come around that center one that's on the center line?
I think so.
Yeah.
You get the sense, Penny, that this is the ball game right here.
I think so.
Terry
Hopefully
Miller.
Terry's not thinking that. He's thinking, I'm just going to make this shot, and we're going to be 1 down playing 7. Looks like it's over curling on him a little bit.
I think it is.
And Terry just might shake before he throws his last rock here.
So it is Manitoba sitting 3. I don't know that they can get more than 4 here. I don't know that you need to take that chance.
I don't think they can get rid of that rock. So he's just going to draw for 4 here. I'm very impressed with this Manitoba team. Their 3 players, they've had an outstanding game. Haven't missed much in the last few ends at all.
Quickly tell you the first final here. Alberta's women team of Tina Ford Johnson posts a 12-3 win over Northern Ontario. Alberta improves to 4-1. Northern Ontario drops to 1-2. Final shot now for Dave Bomer underway. Just need to push the 4-foot. That's way out there, though.
You know, it's that line out there, too. You take a little more ice and happens to get a little more weight.
I think he still got the 4, though. Yep, they hold up the hands, and it is a 4 count. Manitoba will take a 9-3 lead. So it is a 9-3 lead, and we'll be back right after this for the 7th end at the Vernon Curling Club. Welcome back. Oh, now they're welcome back just in time to see the handshakes offered by Team Yukon. And it will be a final score of 9-3 for Manitoba. It is Manitoba improving with that win to 3-1. And they will be back to 4 players tomorrow with the arrival of their alternate, Scott Sidlick. Yukon drops to 1-3. Quick reminder that you can see other games still being live streamed here on Curling Canada Plus, and we will be back on the air for another game here at the Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So for color commentator Penny Shantz, this is Al Cameron saying so long from Vernon.